Hey guys, this is a general reading for Taurus for November 2019 or whenever you're guided to view it. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you have significant Taurus in your chart or if you're just drawn to this video. Also for more of a complete picture, or if this doesn't resonate with you, sorry guys, then check out the other videos that I've either already made or will be making in the future of your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, anything that you're drawn to, all of that. Please know that energy is fluid, so this could have already been happening. It could happen now, it could happen in the future. Some, none, or all of this may apply. Just apply it to your life as necessary. Some of it may fit, none of it may fit. I could read it as love, it could be career, I could read it as you, it could be the other person. Just do what you need to do with it. Also, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And also make sure you hit the bell on the notifications and select whatever option, all or whatever, because sometimes YouTube can be a little wonky with notifying people of videos, and it just makes it a little bit more likely that you'll get the notification. And plus, I put out different types of videos, and I have a lot of plans that I've been working on where I will definitely be putting out more and different types of videos. So you may want to be notified of that. Also, those also who have commented, thank you so much for doing that and for interacting and sharing yourself and your stories with me. I love reading those comments. Thank you for those of you who have acquired about donations and services and have participated in the giving and sharing of energy, or if it helped you, and then working with me and services and everything. Like, it means more than you know. If you are interested in that, all of it's in the description box below. There's my PayPal address, my email address. All my services are there. In November, I will be, after like mid-November, I will be adding my shamanic services onto that as a service you can pay for. But all of it is pretty much there. Please read all of it, including the disclaimer. If you have any questions after that, then email me. Hopefully you guys are still hanging on during this intro, because I am going to do a video on this on its own too, so even like my faithful subscribers, they'll see it. Like some people, there's quite a few people that actually just watch all my videos. But I want to actually do as kind of for the holiday special as a thanks, and just to help out maybe some people if they don't have enough money and everything. And I'm still getting caught up on some of my other services that I need to. But for possibility for yourself for a gift for November, and I think I'm going to do it for November and December. I might do January as well, so kind of like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, but we'll see. I probably will at least do November and December of this time, just because I want to make sure that the people I work with are really invested. They're serious about their journey or whatever they're doing or into, and they're just serious about it. Because for this that I'm offering right now, I really want the people to be serious and kind of like right here with me as far as soul growth, soul evolution, energy clearing, and everything like that. Not just what so-and-so doing. Not that that can't be involved in it, but that they're just on that journey. You know what I mean? And it more solidifies that, and it helps me and helps you and everything. So this time, instead of doing just, commenting for the reading, I want to actually do like a raffle for a very minimal price. And basically what you do, well, I'll tell you first what you get, and then I'll tell you what you do. So for $5, and I actually have the tickets, there's ones like when you do a raffle and you get one and they get the other. So I will actually have those and write it on one and then pull from another bowl. And I'm going to do a video where I pull it. Like this time when somebody wins, I'm going to actually pull it on a video so you guys can see. I don't know if I'll say the person's information, or maybe I'll just do initials or something, but I will email you. But for $5, you can get a choice of any reading that I have, or a Shamanic Illumination, or a Shamanic soul retrieval. And this is why I want people to be serious about this, because this is deep internal stuff that will be going on here. So you kind of have to be on that part of your journey, or like willing to take the responsibility to change, or you're just like, yes, I really want to change. And maybe you're stuck. You don't know what to do. You have blocked energies and you're kind of at that part. You know what I mean? So that's for $5. Or for $7, you can get both, meaning you will get a reading and a shamanic illumination or shamanic soul retrieval. As far as the reading, I believe that I will make that as, no, it'll be anyone. So it could be pre-recorded or live. I guess I'll just be in the giving mood this season. So again, $5, any reading, any tarot reading, whether it's live, pre-recorded, or shamanic illumination, shamanic soul retrieval. Shamanic illumination, just for those of you who don't know, is where, you know, I go in and basically I look at all your chakras, I clear and balance them. I look just basically at your whole energy space and see what's in there, what needs to be shifted, what needs to be moved. If you have any stuck energy, if you have any fluid energy, basically I just look in your energy field and see what's going on, or work with my guides and your guides about what's going on within your energy field, and kind of do and work with what needs to be done to kind of help move some energy within you. Soul retrieval is where, whether in another lifetime or in this lifetime, or for some reason, either one or many, anywhere from one to many soul fragments have went off somewhere else and either got lost, left behind, or they chose to just go somewhere else. Whether it was because something traumatic happened, it was too painful, or you just weren't taking care of yourself and the soul was like, peace, I'm going to go over here, and they just weren't going to be down for the journey, you know, with what you might have been doing or someone else might have been doing. And sometimes it just leaves you a little bit either like stuck or feeling incomplete. So I basically go and travel and see what pieces present to me to come back. And some come back willingly and they've been ready. Some take a little negotiation, and some don't want to come back at that time. And they'll either say, I'm never coming back, or they will say, there will be stipulations before they will come back, that they want to know it's a safe environment for them. So $5 reading or shamanic illumination or shamanic soul retrieval. And that's why I want somebody to be really into it, because it takes a lot of my time and energy to do that. So that's kind of why I'm doing it this way, to make sure of that. I only want serious inquiries on this, and somebody who's very serious about their journey. And luckily right now, most of the people, especially with the weird way YouTube's doing things, mostly it's just my faithful people who have been watching me. They're probably most of the people who are going to see this. So good news on that. So $5 for reading or shamanic soul retrieval or illumination, or $7, you can get both a free reading and a shamanic illumination or soul retrieval. Okay? In order to get that, you have to make sure you're subscribed. So subscribe if you're not. Like the video. Excuse me. Leave a comment on the video. I'm sorry, this is long, but only the ones who are hanging with me right now are the ones who are going to see this and be able to take advantage of this. So subscribe, like, leave a comment, and then go to my PayPal. Look at my PayPal information. You have to put money into my PayPal, either $5 or $7 or whatever that you choose to put in there, but at least $5 or $7. Put in your name in the little comment area. Put in your name. You could put raffle if you want. It's $5 or $7. I'll know what it is, but put your name, put raffle. Put your email address, so in case it doesn't match what's on PayPal, I know how to contact you. I mean, I guess I could go to the comments, but I could try there. I want to have a couple different places to reach you. So your email address, and then put your YouTube name, because sometimes they don't match up, so I know who you are in the comment section. Okay? Name, put raffle or not, $5 or $7, I'll know. Name, raffle, your email address for me to contact you, and your YouTube name. that you used to put the comment under. Okay? And this is for on Taurus reading or any reading in the month of November. So this ends after November. So anybody who's seeing this video after November ends, it's no longer valid. It's ending in the end of November 2019. However, you might want to check on my December ones because I probably will run it for December also. Okay? I think that's all. I love you guys. Thank you for hanging with me. But I hope really the serious ones really come in on this because I put a lot of my energy into it and I go deep with it. And I just really don't want to waste my time or yours. So I know only the people who would do this are ones that they're really serious about their journey. They're really serious about what's going on. And they're either really want to know or go to the next level or, you know, help anything to help them get unstuck or realize certain things. You get what I'm saying. If you're on the journey, you know. All right, Taurus. I actually pulled these cards yesterday and it was a really heavy energy. So in a way, I'm kind of like bummed that I got out of it because I would have really flowed with it, but I think it's kind of good. It was getting me a little melancholy, and I don't really want to just bring a big thing of that energy because it really is, in a bigger picture spiritual way, a very inspiring message. But it's almost like a, hey, we have to let you know this to help make sure that you navigate it because it is a very spiritual message. I'm not sure if it's going to be one of those, I can't talk. It's like we're already close to Mercury retrograde. I don't know if it's going to be one of those, like spiritual ones Tauruses have a lot. We'll see. Because when I get channeling, who knows where this is going to go. But it is very spiritual in the way that you will either be processing through something or going through a situation that is going to be very easy to see in a small-minded way. And by small-minded, that might not be the right way of saying it. Not in you small-minded, but like earthly, not larger picture, not spiritual picture, like the small picture, you know, just what's going on in the material world around you, egoic. And there's a bigger picture for you to see here, and you don't want to get stuck. I almost feel karmic. I almost feel test. And it's funny that I did actually say that when I was talking about the raffle for the people wanting to go to the next level, because that's kind of the way it feels, where some of you have it coming up where your cycle really will be ending or coming to that time to close, and it's almost like, are you ready? And it's going to be different for everybody, but you're going to need to be able to see, I don't even want to say with your spiritual cap on, like, you're going to have gotten to that place where you have blended your spiritual view with your material world view. And if not, there is a chance this could help you to do that. But you have to be seeing things kind of properly and watching and sort of pulled back. And that doesn't mean like it's going to be not emotional. It's going to be very emotional. But pulled back because if not, it's almost going to feel like you might be drowning in your emotions or confuse things because you will be all up in your emotions. And then in that way, also very much in your ego. So the lessons that a lot of Tauruses have been through lately, where they've had to learn how to also fly high, or remember I said, hopefully you've been watching in past Taurus videos, where you'll know how to go in and out and navigate through the light and the dark, the light and the dark, you know, going through that door. So you're going to need to know how to navigate through that. So let's just get started with your reading, and hopefully it kind of sums it up for you, because you may have a tendency to try to view this in one way or make it something that it's not, instead of letting it come into your life and seeing it and serve its purpose for what it was for, and receive the gift and the blessing on the other side. This is a time for Taurus not to control things. And I want to say this before I get into the reading, because I kind of realized it when I was looking at the cards yesterday. One of Taurus's biggest downfalls, or ways that they can get kind of trapped or stuck, or really in a, I don't want to say childlike mentality, but kind of. Not the spiritual mentality, the higher one that I'm talking about, is to not give a Taurus what they really want. And that doesn't always mean it's something that's good for them, but something that they really wanted, or they thought they really wanted, and if you don't give it to them, it really makes them stuck. And this is really a lesson that's going to come in and test your trust and your faith and your, it's like your spiritual maturation to know that you're ready and you can handle going to another level, because it comes with a level of responsibility. And they need to know that you're not going to have a childlike mind about it, because somebody who is responsible and disciplined will know that some part of them, and this goes in many different ways, may want something really, really bad, but they know that it's to their detriment. And somebody with a lower energy, or in their lower chakra energies, and that's fine if you are, no judgment, they're going to want to choose to keep that and hold on to it. Because also, especially Tauruses, but a lot of people view love as possession to hold on to. I want to keep always. And love, true love, is freedom. Like when you truly love something, you give it its freedom to love, or to grow, or to do whatever makes it happy. If it chooses you, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't, whatever it is. But it's that time to realize when, for whatever reason, it's either not what's best for you, or it's not the path that you're supposed to go down, or it's not ringing true. It's just not vibing. It's not, or even as much as you wanted it, it's just either now or will just never be what you see or want it to be. And it's that kind of maturity and adult mindset to be able to feel all those feelings and all those desires and all that push and pull, but at the same time to still know what's going on and to still know what's best for you. And just to be thankful for the moment to go and do something else. Like, you'll see what I mean when I get into the reading. You're probably like, just shut up and get into the reading. But this is a time for you to just watch, observe yourself, but watch outside too, and think higher, and remember that you are not your emotions. Your emotions aren't always telling you, oh, this is what you do, or whatever. Like, you have to have a higher level of consciousness and observe yourself, so that you know what to do and how to navigate this. Because whatever the next level is going to need you to have that level of discernment and discipline and responsibility. It's like you don't give a child or certain people certain responsibilities unless they've proven they're ready, or the trust, you know what I mean? All right. So in the center of your reading, you have the Three of Wands. And in this Three of Wands, like, if you look, like, it's got a triangle here. I guess it's a fire, but the Three Wands are creating a triangle on the ground. And she's putting stuff into it. Like, she's feeding it with earthly things and, like, flowers, and, really feeding the flowers, but also creating, or the fire, but creating the aroma. Like, it's creating like this thank you and this aroma. But what I really got when I saw this too was very ritualistic. So some of you might actually be doing type of energy manifestation or some type of energy work or rituals or something. So just side note, maybe some of you are. But something that you're really waiting for or wanting to create or have had patience and putting time into. And this is a fire at the end of the day. So she's needing to keep feeding it to keep it going. And the fire is thanking her by putting out like lovely or, aromatic smells. And it's really about saying, and this isn't going to be true for everybody, but it's patience. Like, don't give up even if things look like they're not happening, that they are. But it's something that mostly, like, you've really been intending and working on and having patience, and you've been like, almost like feeding, whether it's physically or energetically or just law of attraction wise or rituals or whatever. There's many different ways. I mean, honestly, just if somebody has strong thoughts and daydreaming, they could be a strong manifester. So and what's crossing you is you have Judgment and you have the Two of Cups. And this Judgment is like the door is open and it's like whatever this cosmo stuff is like coming in from the outside. But it's... So there's going to be different storylines. But it's about, some people have been trying to manifest like a renewal of something. Maybe even a judgment. Like maybe it could be like a law type judgment based on something with dealing with people or a relationship. But I get mostly just apply it as whatever, it doesn't matter. Some it's like you truly wanted to bring back the relationship, and some people you wanted to like bring back some like outcome that you wanted because of some type of either situation or relationship. But so in a way, I feel like you've been waiting for this to come back and someone else to make a decision, or you be able to make a decision about a type of union or situation of some way. I think it's also saying, though, that what's also crossing this is that there's something you're not seeing about this. And a lot of the vibe, I'm going to see if it goes into it when I really get channeling with it, but a lot of the vibe I got yesterday was there was a lot of illusion based around this that Tauruses just stay stuck in. And for some reason, they're not seeing something, whether it's about somebody else, some other situation, or about themselves. And I think it's something balancing within you and also within, it's just going to be different for everybody. Like, there's just something that you're not going to see, or maybe even have the possibility of having good judgment about a situation or about a relationship or something like that. Some way to expand emotionally, or something that means something to you. What's at the foundation of the reading is the Page of Pentacles. So this could be a way of a project. It could just be something that's really important to you. If you look also, right? Like, here's, I think this is coming from a strawberry. These are strawberries, very earthly around him. And he is very focused on, like, money or something really of value. And it's almost like the earth is trying to get his attention and pat him on the back or poke him on the back and be like, hey, psst. And he's just really focused on the gold. Like, the prize. What he wants, what he's working for, what he's, and the page is like the beginning of putting things together and learning an apprenticeship or working for something that eventually you'll get what you want, which is kind of what you've been doing with this Three of Wands. Putting energy into, working on, growing. Like you're really trying to get some type of prize. Something that you see as valuable or gold. But at the same time, like the earth around you, like your Taurus, own Mother Earth, is trying to like get your attention. To bring you back to like what matters, what's important, the abundance of things. Your own energy, if you want to go to that. I mean, we are ruled by, yes, Venus, but also Earth. So, in the past, recent past, distant past, whatever, you have Seven of Swords and Hangman. So, I think you've chosen to distance yourself from a situation, because if you look, this Seven of Swords, normally the Seven of Swords are carrying the Five of Swords and leaving two of them, like in the Rider Waite. But this Seven of Swords, like he's taking two and leaving five. So he's trying to leave behind the mental conflict of it, you or somebody, and go like Two of Swords is kind of distancing yourself, like a stalemate, just, And then you have the Hangman. So I think in order to get a different, you might have sacrificed for it, but in order to get a different view, and something might have just been either toxic for you or really eating at you or something. And, again, this body is sitting and, like I said, drowning in your emotions. Oh, so my nose is going crazy. So you might have already in the past or might be in the future, like drowning in some type of emotions, and you had to like just get away. And like clear your head, clear your energy, just get like possibly some different point of view. And you might have made a sacrifice to be able to do that. In your thoughts, or what's crowning the reading, you have the Five of Wands and the Ten of Swords. So, I mean, I just think something was too, like, conflicting or spiritually conflicting or just too competitive. Maybe there was more people than there should have been, or just it was more of a competitive... Yeah, because that makes sense with the other vibes. Like, I feel like you in this situation or person, it's, instead of it being one in, like, harmony and working together, it is or was a very competitive thing. Like, me against you, who's gonna win, who's gonna one up the other. Like, it wasn't about let's both succeed, or I love you, you love me, let's both do this together. It was always a competition. It was every man out for himself. It was, I don't know, but I don't think you won, or whatever you wanted to happen. Like, I think you kind of got stuck and out, which is probably why in the past you have the Seven of Swords and the Hangman. Like, you really got stuck and you had to take a time out and, like, really put yourself in a different situation in order to see things differently. Because you're just were thinking about, just all that. And, I mean, look at you just got stabbed. But this bird, whatever it is, it's bringing you somewhere. Whether this bird is the person who did that and they're like going to eat you for their meal, or whether this is your guide and they're taking you to help you have peace and rescue you. I don't know. I don't know if it really matters. To be honest, I think it's just all the competitive part of it, and it just really got to you. mentally and emotionally and spiritually and just on all levels. It just really brought you down. And I think this also might be you doing it to yourself. I think you're just tired of feeling all out of sorts in multiple parts. You are going in different directions. And honestly, like, let's be real. Like, I don't care what face you're putting on, you know, because I know a lot of Tauruses keep going back and forth between, I'm doing good, and then it hits again, and oh, I'm doing good, or oh, I'm out of that, blah, blah. And maybe some of them are, but some aren't. They keep going forward and then back and forward and then back. And it is all part of the process, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. It seems like this is trying to get you to exit out of it because there is still something that's being missed. And that's really just holding a part of your energy that is just, as much as you're pulling forward, it's almost like a rubber band or what are those, slingshot or whatever. The more that you pull, it slings you right back. You know what I mean? Because there's just this energetic thing that it's just, as soon as you get going or you think you're doing okay, like, it either knocks you off balance or it confuses you or makes you start thinking about other things. Like, you just get, just something's not right. You know what I mean? Like, can you guys just feel that it is right, but at the same time, just something's not. And part of that is because you're awakened now. You can't just ignore the fact, like you did in the past, that something's not lined up, something is out of alignment. So it's actually good if you are feeling that way, because you're feeling that you're out of alignment. And what you're trying to do, I feel like a lot of Tauruses are trying to almost put on that face or lie to themselves and be like, you know, just let me bulldoze through it the way Taurus usually does and just put on the face and go. And it's like it works for a minute, but then it's like, nope, because there's something still that's not being seen, or something that you still have to get through. And you're just like, I don't know. I just don't know what it is. Like, I don't want to focus on that anymore. Can I just go? I don't know what's holding me back. Can I just go? Like, I'm just tired of dealing with all of this stuff, and I just feel like I'm done. And I don't know. Maybe that's in a way where you are trying. It's not the full energy that's going to be released, but there's a huge part of it that, in order to get to see this or to release it and get where you need to be, it's almost like it wants you to be done. Like, so that it can carry you where you need to go. I think Taurus has got to the brink of that, but they still kind of kept that fighter mentality. Like, I'm just going to fight and keep pushing through it. It's hard to knock a Taurus down. It really is. I mean, and even if you do, like, they're still going to come back, you know, like, and they come back stronger than before. Which is good. Like, you got part of what you were supposed to see, but it's one of two things. Either you gotta kind of go through something again, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to, but, you know, like I said, we always bounce back, so just roll with it. You kind of either have to go through something again so that you can be redirected where you need to go, or see something where you need to go, or you didn't quite get knocked down enough or be willing enough, like sacrificing, surrendering enough, like you're still trying to fight this, and there's something that you need to surrender to and just give up. And again, I think it's an energy, but it is mixing with your mentality. I hope you guys are following me. And there's something that, it's almost like Taurus is like, they got knowledge about. Right? This is where I said earlier about one of Taurus's downfalls is to tell them that they can't have something or they can't do something, because they will figure it out. They'll try. They will try to, like this in your Ascendant position, this Three of Wands, how she's trying to do a ritual or manifest something that's just been waiting on and trying, and she just keeps feeding it and feeding it and feeding it and feeding it to keep it going. There's something you're doing, and it's something I think that you really want, that you are feeding energy or something to, that you need to surrender. And I think you might even go back and forth on it, like surrender, and then it goes back, and then surrender, and then a part of your mind comes back and is like, well, maybe not, or maybe I can do this, or maybe I can make this work, or maybe it won't, or maybe blah, blah, blah. And all the while, you know, like, I mean, it's not really possible, and even if it is, it's not right now. And that's not something to be like, well, hold on. No, because then you don't ever get or do anything. Like, there's a part of you that's waiting to come out. Okay? And it either can't come out if you don't surrender this want, desire, or energy, or this birth that's going to take place is either going to be wasted or going to be put to detriment or be pushed back down or fail anyways if you're not in the right mindset. It's almost like there's a part of you that's waiting to come out, and I think that matches, was it the last reading or the one before, that one about her coming up with the sword? Like, it's almost like there's a part of you that's like, if you're going to be doing and thinking this, this, and this, I'm not coming through. And I think that's why there's a lot here. I mean, I am going to do it for every sign, like the raffle or whatever, but when I was like focusing on like the soul retrieval and stuff like that, and it's not like you have to have a soul retrieval to have this done, but there's a part of you that wants to be discovered and birthed, and you can't if you're focusing on something else. Now, I will say this. I'm sorry I'm all over the place. I hope you guys are following with me and it makes sense to you guys, and the ones who, you'll know. But this does have a purpose, though. So it's not like you have to, you know, it's not like you've been crazy or you didn't know, or like, there is a reason that you've been feeling this way. So what you're feeling is right. It is on a spiritual level what's going on here. This was meant to be. It is meant to be. It's just not in the way that you're picturing it, or that you're looking at it, or what you're wanting from it, or how you're wanting to control it. Because you keep still seeing this picture in your mind, this want or desire or fantasy or whatever. And it cannot move forward because you either pull away and be like, it's crazy, I'm going somewhere else. And then your thoughts start to redirect you back to it, possibly because you either won't really let it go, or because, no, you are supposed to interact in a certain way. There's something that is supposed to come from it on a spiritual soul level. It's just not what you're thinking it's going to be. Whether it's you realizing who you are, whether it's letting you emerge through, whether it's, like, I have a feeling most of you, not all of you, are trying to make love out of this. Or love even on a permanent or long-term basis. And there's something so much more, so much bigger and higher and more on a soul level than just a long-term relationship. And nothing to put, I'm not trying to put down on a long-term relationship, but this is like soul lesson type stuff that's trying to be done here on such a higher level, and not if I can check off this box of this person being with me for the rest of my life and live happily ever after, then I am happy and blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. There's something more inside of you that's trying to be seen and come out that either will not align with this future tense, or you're not even going to want it. It almost has like a contract vibe to help pull something up. And I don't know how that's going to be. It's going to be different for everybody. Might have to turn my light on soon. But I think you're supposed to see bigger picture on this and use it for the temporary kind of thing that it is, and not have expectations and not control it. Just observe it, observe you, observe it, meditate, think higher, connect to higher self. Like, what am I supposed to see from this? What lessons am I supposed to get from this? Because there's a part of you, hold on, let me turn my light on. Okay. There's a part of you that's wanting to come forth, that I do think that the interaction or some energy interaction between this person or thing is supposed to help with that. And it's going to be different for everybody. Like I said, like some people, it'll be you like rejecting them. Some people, it'll be having a heartfelt conversation with them, whatever. I think it's just mostly warning, like there's a level of surrender that needs to go on here. And this is not a time or a situation to come in with that fighter mentality that you need to just surrender. And that doesn't even, will you stop? That doesn't even necessarily mean like, it might even be like your health, or it might be that this causes heart issues. Like I feel like this is going to cause honestly a heart chakra opening, which I've been feeling and seeing for a while. But yes, obviously I'm not telling you if it's with your health to not like fight for yourself, but you will be taken care of during that time. And don't get all stressed up and worried and whatever about it. Try to flow through it and know that you're being carried where you need to go. You're just going to feel like you're just done. Hopefully it focuses. I don't know. It's carrying him with all these swords and he's just like done. And it's like, you don't know whether to fight or whether to give up. And honestly, I feel like this is twofold. Like, I feel like it's going to be on the situation around you, but I think it's also going to be within you. So apply this as necessary. It's going to be different for different people. But there's a part of you that really honestly needs to surrender. Whether it's to surrender to your higher self, whether it's to just surrender to what's going on in your body, whether it's just to surrender to an awakening if you're going through one, whether it's just to be like, you know what? Like, there's nothing you can do about a situation. It is what it is. And, like, kind of just accept what it is. And that there is nothing you can do about it. There is no, that it's in all actuality, the trick of it all is that it's not even going to be, it would never even be able to serve what you thought it would. It's not actually what you want. And I don't think, can you get out of the bag? I don't think that you're actually going to know that. It's almost like that's the blessing that comes afterwards. Like, you're going to kind of know it through it. It's going to kind of either hurt or feel uncomfortable. But I really hope, like, this is all over the place. I'm sorry. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. What it's meant for, though. But it's not until things heal and calm afterwards and your mentality is able to shift, your perception, that you're really going to see things for what they are. I feel like you will be releasing an energy that is keeping you kind of stuck or bound. It's that thing that's holding you back while you're trying to pull forward, and then it pulls you right back, and you're trying to pull forward and it pulls you right back. Because whether it's a part of you that's holding on, or whether there's a reason there's an interaction that needs to happen, or whether there's a perception or energy in you that needs to change before you can go forward. So let's just go forward. Where can I put this back? I'll put it here. In your likely future, you have the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. So I think in the likely future, you are going to be mentally stuck at some point. Like, you're going to be kind of trapping yourself, maybe still stuck in all the hurt or the poor me type stuff. But you are going to choose to emotionally, like, let it go, or just put it on hold for a minute at least. And you're going to start to build materially again, like putting yourself back together and building a new foundation. And you're going to build this Ten of Pentacles vibe, like the happy vibe, maybe even family vibe, but, you know, more of having all the earthly materialistic type of stuff that you want. Like, whether it's, you know, family, money, a house, you get what I'm saying, like Ten of Pentacles. And then you have the Nine of Wands, and this really gives me like someone's watching. So either you're still going to be, there's a part of you that's still going to be waiting and fighting for this, even though you're like moving on and have played like the face and telling yourself you moved on. Or when you move on and build, someone's going to be watching you. Let me pull a clarifier on the Nine of Wands. On one hand, for some of you, it might even be both of you. Not actually. So I was going to say, some people I feel like it's the other person and some it's you, but for some reason, it might actually literally be both of you. It might be one of those things where, like, no matter what, you'll just always be watching or something, or someone else will. Yeah, Four of Pentacles, holding on. Exactly. I think both of you will. Tell me about... Yeah, you have Judgment. Like, she's just exhausted and trying to, like... She's not seeing something. She's trying to, like, create something, but she's not seeing it. And then you have the World. And then Temperance. The World is just seeing it and letting go of the lesson, and in that finding the healing in it. Because you have Judgment come up twice, you know, so you have Judgment here, which is clarifying the Nine of Wands, and then you have the Judgment over here with the Two of Cups. And again, it's weird because there's like three wands again. And looking back, it's like, this is... So I know this is like a dull thing, but it's either one of you or it's both of you. I get for a lot of you, it's both of you. But it's like the Judgment, and you're like exhausted. You're trying to figure out ways to make it work, to either end the situation or bring it back around. And then there's like a level of healing that you either go through or are supposed to go through. But if you look, it's like, again, here's your Three of Wands, which is in the center of your thing. Like, here's your Three of Wands. You're wanting and creating and putting energy into fueling something and feeding something. And she's got her Three of Wands again. And behind it is the Judgment in the World. Like, she's looking back at it. So you're going to be building and still watching and waiting too. And I think so are they. It's like there's a like there's a pull, and that's what's really annoying about it. You know, it's like there's a pull that is like, yeah, it's hurting too. It's a 3 of Swords, and it's really pulling you into your emotions. You have a lot of stuff here about drowning in your emotions and subconscious. It's like, first I'm being guided to kind of say, like, why does it have to be that you have to either let it go or have it come back around? I feel like the energy from this connection, this spiritual connection, I feel like it's being misused. And the reason it won't go away is because it's not meant to go away. But you're getting so stuck and so stubborn. This makes me want to cry saying it. So give me a second. You're being so stubborn on thinking like black or white, or that it has to be this or that. And you're like, well, if it can't be what I want it to be, then I want it to go away, right? That's not really looking at things spiritually. That's not having faith. That's not surrendering. That's not trying to look at things from a bigger picture. That's not pulling yourself out of your emotions to see, what am I supposed to learn from this? What needs to be seen? And I know some of you are like, I don't want to think that way. And that's fine. Not everybody's going to, but some people are. And it's hard for Tauruses not to focus on love. It's hard for them not to focus on romance. But like I say in other videos, like one of the things Tauruses are learning right now, yes, they're building outside of themselves, but their lessons right now are to build within. That this energy may just be the drive that something in you guys is connected to pull off each other and pull out of each other to be significant and strong and important enough to be that thing that makes you strive. Hold on. But for yourself, it's like to bring up that energy. I'm sorry, this is really strong. It's like to bring that energy up within you, but to not waste and put on somebody else. But to finally love yourself enough to put it on you. And I think you're trying to control that energy to taking, like, wow, this is really strong. You know, if only I can put this into a relationship of love. I mean, of course, we're ruled by Venus, you know what I mean? Like, but love starts first and foremost to yourself. Your balance is within yourself. And it's like you take everything strong and everything good and you're still looking outside of you to what you can build and where you can put that and what you can do with it. Instead of just, like, think about it. What can you do with this at this time? It's to benefit you and to help you grow. Instead of just saying, like, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. Okay, well, that's not working. And you can't make it go away. And you can't make it come in. At least not in the way you want it to be. Have you ever stopped and thought about, what can I do with this? Not the physical thing, not the physical person, maybe, maybe not, but at the very least, the energy that is keeping you stuck. Have you ever tried to work with it? Instead of rejecting it, or instead of trying to be like, I want you to either be this or I want you to go away, which is something within you that you're doing it to. Have you ever tried to work with it? Or to see what does it want from you? What does it want you to do? What is it? Why is it annoying? Why is it uncomfortable? How can you speak it to life? How can you create it to life? How can you express that? How can you embody that? And why do you keep thinking it's someone or something else? And maybe it is in a spiritual way, but it's you. Like, it's your love. It's your energy. It's your power. And so many people think because others mirror it that it's theirs. Maybe they can intensify it, but because they're a contract, that is enough to show it to you. But know that it's you. Know that it's yours. There was something else I was going to say to that too. If I think of it, I'll say it. If it's important enough, it'll come back up. But either way, you're going to stay in that Eight of Swords energy. And you're going to keep building. Like, it's exactly like these cards say, where I was like, you keep trying to build and you put this face on. And you're like, I'm going to build. And then something slingshots you back. And you're like, no, I don't want it again. And then you start to build and then you get yanked back. You know what I mean? Because you're not surrendering. It's the same pattern. So your likely future is the same pattern. I'm stuck in my head. Okay, screw this. I'm going to let go. I'm going to start to build again. Then I build something that's to show for it. And I'm still waiting. I'm still fighting. I'm still going. And it's exactly what I was saying too, like in the thoughts. Like, do you fight with the Five of Wands or do you surrender with the Ten of Swords? Do I fight or do I surrender? Do I fight or do I surrender? Do I push it away or do I try to make it come? Do I push it away or do I try to make it come back? Why are those your only two options? Why are you not trying to do other things with it? Why are you not trying to work? And I know some of you like, I am, but can you accept it for like what it is and the beauty for it is? Like, okay, that's what I was going to say. Like I had this thought, you know, that I actually want to do a video on it. And I don't hear a lot of people who talk about like addiction really talk about this. But a lot of addicts, you know, what they really want is for their that itch and that drive, right, to go away. That thing that is just unsettling to them. That thing that makes them just want to stick a needle in their arm or go do the drug again or whatever your drug is of choice. And this clearly might be some of y'all's drug of choice. I'm not talking about little drugs here. It might be, it may not be. So apply it to your life as necessary. Anything can be a drug. A lot of people talk about how they want it to go away. And a lot of people preach and educate on how to get it to go away and how to bring peace. And yes, you want to have peace. You want to have harmony. You want to enjoy being in what is and have gratitude. So you do want to have that. But I kind of had this realization where I was like, you know, I don't want this feeling to go away. Because as annoying as it is, and it won't let you rest and have peace, really what it is, like, let's be honest, it won't let you go back to sleep. Right? It won't let you go to sleep. It's this, exactly, where is it? Exactly like this. Like what I was saying. It's so crazy how all this stuff fits together. Like how you're focusing on this and the material world and building and growing. It's something in nature, something in the spiritual nature realm is trying to keep like, hey, Like, psst, hey, psst. It's that nagging thing that just keeps trying to get your attention. It just won't let you rest. It won't let you have peace. It won't let you go back to sleep and act like everything's okay and there's nothing to work on and that there's nothing better, or you're cool, you're content. Right? I mean, every Taurus wants to be content. And I don't know if it ever will be allowed to come back to us, or if that's something that's going to permanently change in our sign. I'm Taurus too, in case you don't know. But not right now. It's not going to let you rest. Right? Let me get back on track. Come back. So I realized I didn't want that energy to go away, that feeling to go away, as annoying as it is, as offsetting as it is, because it is that energy and it is that drive that pushes me. It's like my own little personal trainer. You know, you hate them, but you need them. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to sit and try to control it or play a victim, then it's going to suck. It's going to suck anyways, but it only sucks for a minute if you do something with it. But most addicts do try to get that to go away because they're not utilizing the energy. Any energy, especially significant ones for change that are meant to help you move and grow and change and you're not ready to yet, it's going to be that thing that you're trying to get to go away, and then you're going to do some type of drug or outside stimulation in order to distract you from that feeling, right? So instead of trying to make it something that it's not, or make it go away altogether, why not try to work with the energy in a way that's you? Not in just a way that you've already learned, not in a way of just X, Y, Z, and you're just repeating patterns again, but really exploring and learning you. Like, because let's face it, this energy that you're feeling, possibly between another person or situation, it feeds you life. It makes you want to do things. It makes you want to feel things. It makes you want to explore and drive and create and just go in. It makes you try to sit there and figure out all these ways to make all this stuff do or happen or discover or explore. It brings back that passion and that childlike essence within you. But most of us have been stuck externally doing. So please don't forget that I'm not saying this is the only meaning of this, but one of the biggest things is to use this to go within. Like I said, I wouldn't want that energy to go away. That same one that makes people want to go and like use drugs again. Because if they use that in a proper way, it will feed them in such a way that drugs never could. They try, but it will not feed you. It will only deplete you. Because they misused the energy. A lot of people see it, like addicts, they see it as a curse. They see it as something is wrong with them. No, nothing's wrong with you. You're very intelligent. You're very creative. You're very sensitive. And you have something that not a lot of people have because they're able to go to sleep. And yet you have something that is like, no, you will not go to sleep. You are something more than this. And yet they try to take drugs to numb it down, to distract themselves from it. Because they don't want to take the responsibility to do the work of it. Because they don't want to feel different from other people. Because they think their job is to fit in some way or another. Even if it's by think they're rebelling, but they're really just fitting in. When you see the great people who do something with themselves from that, from recovery, it's because they're the ones who don't learn to just ignore or numb that, or just say, okay, I see you, all right, I'm just not going to go with you this time. And they turn to like, they tend to, like the strength card, just control the temptation. No, transmute the temptation. Transmute that energy that is saying, I want something. Because that is power. If you can do something beautiful with it that feeds you. But the problem is they keep trying to go to the same sources that left them lifeless, that left them drained, that left them of despair and hopelessness. Turn around, Taurus. Even if you can use this in a certain way for what it's for, whether it's actually with the person in the situation, or whether it's just the emotional connection that remains, the spiritual, energetic tie. Because you can use it to your advantage. You just have to think about it properly. Well, not exactly. You have to feel it and use it and transmute the energy. If you need help with this, let me know. But stop trying to do the same thing with this energy and stop trying to push it away. It's there for a reason and it's there for your betterment. But you have to see that and do something with it. Here's the energy, here's what it's supposed to be. No. There's something more that it's supposed to be. Excuse me. But it's this tie and this connection that's so strong that's going to get you to be able to do it. But it doesn't necessarily have to be the person. Like, I don't know what's going to come from that. That doesn't matter. That's what you're thinking. That's what you're trying. But that part doesn't matter. Where's the other card? All that matters is that you do something with the energy. Because like at the bottom of this deck, when I asked like, you know, what is the block? What is the hold up to this? Like what is going on here? And there's this Two of Cups that came up. So again, you have the Two of Cups. This particular Two of Cups though, like if you look, there's two of them. There's only one cup and they're both reaching for it. This type of connection is not a type of connection that is like a normal lifelong partnership. Like, I have a cup, you have a cup, let's share our cups. Like, no, that's not this type of situation or partnership or whatever the heck it is. It's that type that whatever it is about your guys' connection, yes, there's learning. Yes, there's soul growth. Yes, there's a lot of stuff. But it is a type of connection that is so strong that it is meant to spiritually, it's meant to push you both to spiritually elevate. This is a spiritual cup. This is literally the meaning of the card. Like, this is a spiritual cup that they're both reaching for. These mermaids are one that are based off of magic and power and intelligence. They are kind of cold. They're not about love. They're about magic and power and all that stuff. Magical abilities, spiritual and all that stuff. So this type of connection between these two, this is not my whatever. This is the meaning of this card. I'm not trying to just make this fit with the rest of the reading. This is just the beauty of how everything fits together. They're reaching for this spiritual cup. And in not kind of in a competition, but I don't really get like only one can get it. I don't really get that. I think it's more like this connection between the two of you, at the very least, and most importantly, is to make both of you push higher spiritually. Not love, but to push higher, meaning soul lesson, soul growth, the inner part of you to feed you to come out. This connection or tie is meant to be something that is so strong that it feeds you to push you. Not for ways outside of you, for ways within. I don't know. I don't speak. I'm not a huge future prediction person. So I don't know. But I know the focus here right now is not on love or anything like that. Although you're going to feel this intense amount of love, especially since I'm sure your soul recognizes this person. It feels something outside of what the eyes can see, outside of what the physical can see. It knows. And it's like even though the soul knows, the human body is trying to be like, come here, because it's so strong. But you gotta be able to see it, love it. Thank God I can feel that. Because it is an amazing feeling, right? It's what's not amazing about it is that you can't share it with others, or it just becomes so intense because you don't have an outlet and know what to do with it, and you just feel this stuck intensity inside of you that you're just like, I don't know what to do with, because you're used to trying to get it out through another person. That's how you move that energy. You're not supposed to really do that this time. There's other things and other outlets you're supposed to do with this within you. And so once you do that, you're going to be like, this is an amazing energy, and you're going to be so glad you have it. You might still be somewhat now, but you get what I'm saying. Like when you don't understand that, it's just this energy that you're just like, it's easy to get kind of like annoyed or mad, you're just like, why can't it just be this? I can feel this. Why can't they see this? I can feel this. I can blah, blah, blah. I can whatever. Okay, it would just be easier if I could just get rid of it. Let me just do this and go on what I know and go back to what I know and just get rid of this energy and blah, blah. No, you can't do that. You can't. And you wouldn't want to in all reality. I hope you get what I'm saying. I'm moving on. So how you see yourself, which makes sense why this is this, Knight of Wands. This particular Knight of Wands, I get the feeling he's up here. Where is he at? He's up here. I don't know if you could really see him. Like, here's his head. Here's his arms. Here's his body. Here's the two wands. Sorry about the glare. And it's almost like these wands and these energy from these wands, they've got him all entangled. So on one hand, you're like being controlled completely by this energy, and you feel like you have no control over it. Like, look at him. He just like has no control. He's just like at the whim of where this energy is taking him. So two of, wands typically is about making a decision or a crossroads. And it sucks because it's like you being at this crossroads is like the first time that you have no control. You have no say. You don't know what to do with it. You feel like you're at the complete whim of this energy that you don't know what to do with, because you can't manipulate or control it into what you want it to be, and yet you can't seem to have it let go of you. That's where you see yourself right now. So, it's so hot. In your environment, you have the Fool. And if you look, like, there's this pelican standing on top of this, whatever it is, pier thing. Here's like a life raft. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it in here. Here's a bunch of chaotic waters. And this might be hard to see, but right here is almost like a wolf head. Like, there's its nose. There's a wolf head. And this pelican is standing there, perched, staring at this wolf who swam out, I think, to this pelican because it thought it would be an easy dinner. And it's now having trouble in these waters, and it's starting to lose strength and realize it might have bit off more than it can chew. And this pelican is just standing there staring at it. Like, it's not throwing it a life raft. It's not whatever. Like, this wolf thought it was going to be an easy victory. And it's really learning that it might not make it. It might be to its demise. And at first I thought this was the other person. But I realized it might actually be, I realized a little bit afterwards yesterday that it might actually be both of you. That it's like, so this isn't your environment, but I think it's both you. I think that you're both kind of really going through some emotional stuff, like on your own. Again, I think you're both like spiritually going through some stuff. And I think as much as they don't know what it is too, they feel something that's pushing them to make changes and to grow. And to figure out what they want, who they are, and everything like that. And they're kind of going through stuff emotionally, and you're kind of just sitting there watching. Like, you either are choosing not to help them, or you know there's nothing you can do. Because right now, also, if you went to like jump it, like they would make you go under the water. I mean, I guess you could throw them this buoy, but it might be hard as a pelican. I don't know. So you might either feel like you're not going to help somebody. You can't help somebody. Like, you physically, there might be things around you, but you don't really have the ability to use those things around you to help them. Or, if you try to go in, like, you know, they'll just pull you under. And the same, like, they may see you, whether you may or may not, going through stuff. And they know they can't help you either. Because your journey is, on one hand, at least at this point, and that's all I'm going to speak about right now, are so connected that they are firing the fuel between the two. But yet so distant that the journeys are not the same. Which means, as of right now, only your energy and tie can be what helps this person. And only their energy and tie can be what helps you. Because it has a high likelihood to drown both of you. Because it's just, that's what it's supposed to be. And it is pretty intense, and it's very chaotic, and it's hard to understand. So, like I said, it's almost like that beautiful tragedy I've said in other readings, but I'm sorry, when the messages come through like really strongly, it's a little overwhelming sometimes. And it's going to remain to be seen as a beautiful tragedy until you can see what it is meant to be for. And it would do nobody any good to be more tied than what already is. What's supposed to be there is, there's a shared energy and push. And right now, anything other than that, I'm not saying you can't talk or whatever, but you get what I'm saying. Like, anything other than that, for the most part, would not benefit either one of you, because the connection is so on the same, but the journey is so not. The lessons are different. The ways are different. They're just different. And there is such a strong energy and tie that it is hard for a mere human to not want to hold on to that. because they try to make things, especially a Taurus, they try to make things in the physical realm. And this is not something that, at least for right now, in a little while, I don't speak about the future until, I'll keep reading, but at least for right now and in the near future, this is not meant to make into physical. This is purely supposed to be energetic. And it's up to you and your discipline and responsibility and your determination in order to do something with it. How they see you is the Magician. So this particular Magician is surrounded by, hugely in like a full moon. And you see a person standing there and they're kind of manipulating. It's like a mini human in their hands. So there is some level of, they could think, okay, I kind of get, again, this is back and forth, that they may think you're trying to manipulate the situation. They could think you're trying to manipulate yourself and grow, or that you're trying to get yourself out of some confusion or illusion. But that they might see you also in a manipulative light. A little bit. And I think this is also vice versa. I think that they're a little bit under illusion. There's a lot of confusion. They're trying to manipulate themselves to figure things out or get out of a situation or change things. And you think they're kind of manipulative as well. I just get a big mirroring vibe with this. So your hopes are the King of Chalices, the King of oh my God, King of Cups. So I think could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. It could just be somebody who has a lot of balanced emotions, maybe not show it quite up front, but they have a little bit more balanced emotions, but they don't really verbalize them a lot. But this one has like, a cup full just to like really bask in all his emotions and to help and feed others, like really kind of like the King of Cups in its truest extent. Let's see if I can pull something else on this. Can you tell me a little bit more about this King of Cups and the hopes? Yeah, the World. Like, you either want it to end or to come back together. But I think you really want to build with this person. Like, you want them to just be, full more emotions, show more emotions, be more in their power. Yeah, be more in power. King of Swords. Not let go, have more of an even give-take. Carry some of the weight and see you for who you really are. Your fears is the Emperor and the Chariot. So I really got with this, like just staying very like it's dead. There's just a lot of control. It's not moving, and that you'll be guided away. Tell me about the Emperor in the fear position. Yeah, that they'll kind of just... You have Six of Swords, the High Priestess, and the King of Pentacles. Like, that they'll just kind of... Like, it's dead. Like, that they don't want you. They've mentally moved on. There's secrets. There's other things they're interested in. And they're just either building somewhere else or slow to commit or whatever. Tell me about the Chariot, please. Yeah, and the Knight of Cups. So they'll just kind of be like not serious about it and in and out and blah blah blah. It's like almost like, I don't know if you've ever seen Friends, like, he's my lobster, like lobsters mate for life. I don't really know type thing, but it's like presenting with you like I'll be here with you for life. But yet they're really just a Knight of Cups. Like, they're not really emotionally evolved. They're in love with love. Like, anything past the pleasant, like, first honeymoon phase they don't really want anything to do with. So let's just go off this energy. So in your likely outcome, you have, it's going to be kind of a long video, so I hope you guys are okay with that. The Taurus ones usually are. You have the moon, and then separated out, you have the Knight of Cups, which is funny because that's what just came up. You have the Ten of Wands and the Nine of Cups. So I didn't really understand what this was and what was the deal with it, especially with the moon and the rest of this. And two separate things of cards came up when I clarified it. And it was the King of Cups, which is in your hopes. Excuse me. And the Ten of Pentacles reversed. And the Queen of Cups, which is either whoever person, like say this person is with someone else, or I got, my first indication was you being their partner. You want to be their partner. And the Nine of Cups. But this Seven of Cups and Nine of Cups, ironically enough, are both almost overly indulgent in the dream world. Maybe drinking, but also, like, look at her. She looks like she's daydreaming, and her own emotions are being siphoned out of this cup. And this Nine of Cups is definitely overindulgent. They, I don't know, well, you can see it. They kind of look like they're drunk. Both of these, they're off somewhere else. They're in La La Land. And this Ten of Cups is like Ten of Pentacles reversed, meaning there's either a secret they didn't tell you about, I don't know, maybe something broke up that they've been working on for a long term, or they're going to come up to you with this huge cup of love, or some cup, that they're like offering to you, and they're not really planning on building with you. And this is what I more get. So there may even be something they just got out of. That doesn't really matter. I get this is more with you. I think it's more that they're going to come up making things look one way, and their intentions are not, it's really not that they're going to build with you. I don't know if they're just not there yet. I don't know if it's not what they really don't want. I don't know if this is meant to break your heart open, so you have a heart opening. I don't really know. But the illusion here that you are under in this dream world that you're sitting in, the illusion, and so remember here too, like this big moon, here's the moon, is that they might come in with one way of showing things, and they're really not going to want to build with you or build with you. And I don't know if they know that or not, or if they're just still in this Knight of Cups energy, where like you're thinking the other part of the illusion is they come in, offer love, you know, you can like let this burden down that you've been carrying for a while, and now you finally have your happiness with the Nine of Cups. But that's the illusion with like the moon. Like, that's not the way it's going to work out. Does this King of Cups know that they're not really going to build? Do you have Ace of Swords? What is their intention? That's weird. Those are the same three cards. What did that come out to? That came out about the King of Cups. They know that they're not. Like, you have the Ace of Swords, and it's like red. It almost looks, I don't want to say devilish, but it's like they know, and their intention is the Six of Swords, the High Priestess, the Seer, and the Name of Pentacles. Like, me about the Six of Swords. Yeah. They're trying to feel better. Tell me about the High Priestess. Why? It's like part of their game or something. What about the Knave of Pentacles? Yeah. Like, it's just part of their game. It's part of their way. Like, they're gonna want to come in because this person might in a lot of ways be mirroring you, but also have an opposite energy of you. So as much as you're like, in order to find peace, you think of love, this person may find peace from conflict or stroking their ego. And that's okay. This is part of their lesson. This is why I say the tie is in the same, but the journeys are not. And there's lessons that are going to be provided here, but they may be drowning as well, but come in for an ego boost, all the while knowing they're gonna take from you, or the ego boost or the deceive or the deception or the whatever it is will kind of feed them, just the game of it almost in a way. And then they'll move on and go. And I don't know if it's maybe you cut them out, so it's to kind of get you back. I don't know, but I don't know why, but I get a sense of like game playing and or like revenge. Why do they want this? So there's is this Page of Pentacles? Wait, let me see something. Oh, so it's a page. But either way, it's the Page of Pentacles here. So the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, and the Magician. I don't know if they might be thinking they're going to try it out again, or if they're bored. They may be bored. They may be trying different things and see if they can either recreate what they did in the past, or try new tricks, or see if they have to learn new tricks, or there's just something that they feel like they need from you, and I don't know if it's your energy, I don't know if it's like your knowledge, or like they want to know. I don't know how to say this without sounding weird. Like they want to know how to get or create, either to put themselves in a place they want to be using you because they're drowning, and or to learn certain things so that they can almost in a way level up themselves. But they know that your devotion and love might be so strong that they can learn it through you and then go on and level up and go elsewhere to then use that or recreate or do something going forward outside of you. They're, like I said, they're either bored or they want some new journey or creation, and there's something that they feel they can get from you or that you have that they don't have or that can help them, and they want to be able to use that to empower them in a way to where they can create it on their own. Like, really in a way to where then they don't need you. Like, right? Because here's yours and your foundation, the Page of Pentacles. You're already trying to build and put yours together. So remember, they've got the same urge to change and grow and put stuff together. So they also are ending up in this Knave of Pentacles energy, Page of Pentacles. It's almost like a transaction type of situation or relationship where you might be looking at this more in a love way or long term, and theirs is more like, what can I get or what do I need out of this now? They're actually more in a lot of ways kind of more aligned with what they're supposed to be doing from it, even though you might be looking at them like, oh, it's kind of messed up. But they're not looking at it or coming from an emotional standpoint. They're looking from a transactional standpoint or a what can I get out of it standpoint. And I'm not saying that's wrong. That's their part of their soul journey. And you're going to be trying to make love out of this, I think. So I think it's just trying to say, like, yes, there's something that there is something going on here, but just don't try to make it into something that it's not, or it will stunt your growth. Because trust me, like, I don't know, this person, maybe it might stunt their growth, or maybe I might look back and be like, damn, like, they're the only person I can have that with. I don't really know, but it's almost like telling you, like, don't let your emotions stop your process on this. Because part of your emotions are your own emotions going on, but it's also your emotions about this person or situation. This person, for the most part, like, yeah, they might have some other things going on, but not in the same way you do about you. Like, theirs is mostly, like, about themselves and how do I get myself to feel better, and who knows, maybe part of their lesson might be not to use people. You know what I mean? I don't know. I hope you get what I'm saying. I'm going on. Okay. So, is there anything left up here? So some energy is on the bottom of the deck, which is weird because why I decided to use this deck was when I flipped it over, I got the Devil and it was weird. It almost looked like, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's a snake. If you see it, it's like bloop, bloop right there. It's hard to see with the lighting. But it almost looked like when I look at it, like the snake was moving. And it was just really calling to me. But the bottom of the energy, oh my god, the energy on the bottom of the deck is the Devil. And there's kind of like why do I want to say snake moving in the midst? There's a rebirth and a shedding happening that's really going on here, but there's a tie and a deception and a hold. But you have the Devil, you have the Five of Cups, which is letting go of 3 and holding on to 2. You have the Hermits. And you have the Lovers, which everyone here has a mask on. See, Like, he has a mask. She has... I'm not going to show you all these for the sake of time. There's the World, the Six of Cups, Ace of Wands, Six of Wands, the Empress. Like, there's almost like a toxic energy here, or a real strong hold, should I say, that is going... I feel like you're going to see something, which is why I get to, like, the Judgment and the Two of Cups here. Like, there's something you're not seeing, and there's something you're going to see. And it's going to be sad, but I think you're going to choose to let it go, and you're going to have to go within, like in the Hermit energy. And I think you're going to see that this connection, although beautiful and strong, it's not what it seemed it was, and it wasn't authentic, not in the way you wanted it to be. There was masks, and there was just nobody really being them real selves. And maybe that's because you both couldn't be, because you still have to figure that out about yourself. Or maybe it's just because it's literally just a spiritual connection, and one that's meant to be strong enough to push both of you. But I don't know what it would turn into, but there's almost a shift in a scene and an ending here. But of seeing something, I think it puts a wrap up or a tie or a shift in perspective on something. And it makes you see something like about yourself, or about your past, or about the nostalgia, or your daydreaming, or your thoughts about this situation. And it kind of gives you like new hope and inspiration with this Ace of Wands, like a new beginning, and that pushes you in more of a victorious way with the Six of Wands forward, into the light. And this pushes you into Empress level. Like, it's literally, like I said, like with the snake, the devil at the bottom, there's a rebirth going on here. And I'm not sure what exactly causes this to go down, but it does cause a level of sadness, having to go within, seeing the truth about this connection, and taking the blindfold and the mask off about it, and seeing it really for what it really is. Like, really for what it really is, in real 3D way where you can't ignore it. Because I think you were having a hard time because you felt it. Most of you are feeling yourself, but you felt it, and you are trying to fantasize it or project it into a way into the 3D that did not match up. It was not real. Not everything that you feel are you supposed to create into the 3D. You have to learn that discernment of what should stay in the spiritual world and what should be able to be transmuted into the physical world. And I don't know, right now, or at least as of right now, this was not one that should have been. It was one of those, it had its purpose. And it was, get down. It was to help, there was a purpose even to the illusion. So don't get really caught up on that even. It was part of the story. It was part of the evolution. But you're going to see it. Now, you're knocking all my stuff down. But either way, I'm not going to go much deeper on that, because I'm probably just going to go another hour or confuse you or whatever. But there's something that you're going to see. Yeah, because you even had it on... I don't know what is going on in my throat. Under this deck, you have the Ace of Pentacles and the High Priestess and the Page of Wands, King of Cups, Three of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Transformation, Two of Wands, Page of Cups, the Sun, Eight of Cups. You're just gonna like see things differently at the end of it all. So I do think it's going to knock you down a little bit, just letting you know. It's meant to do that. It's part of the process. It's trying to get you to like also surrender, but see things from a different point of view. So this is going to be in variant forms. You also have dissipating on the bottom of this deck, which is very much about kind of just things always saying in story or fantasy, like always talking and planning, but like it never becomes a reality. And then you have growth, recovery, soulmates, impatience, creation, knowing your self-worth, accept, like, so it's almost like you've just been like creating this fantasy in your head and wanting something to grow and come back like a soulmate, and you became impatient about creating it. And something teaches you about your self-worth, and you just learn to accept this, that it's just not meant to be, and you end it. And then you kind of go off on your own, take in all that wisdom, and then you decide where to go from there, and it like just turns into wisdom, and you have a difference in perception. You realize where to go and help other people, but where things may not be aligned with you, and it wasn't what you saw. And you just have this whole like renewal and enlightenment period, and realize like it just wasn't meant to be. Like they could never be what you want them to be. And vice versa. I don't think you can ever be what they want you to be. Your guys' just ways might be so different, or your goals might be so different, or what you want. There's just too much there, at least right now anyways. This is a huge time of growth, Nautilus Princess, powerful personal growth. Your energy, your animal energy is mouse, so very much still trying to figure things out, very anxious energy, in the dark, I don't know which way to go, and like just trying to figure out all the little things, and overthinking and anxious. And the advice energy is Phoenix, like it's like just let go and step into the fire and step into your rebirth. There's a lot in your subconscious though that is really just staring at you, waiting to come up. You might really be dealing with a Scorpio here, or maybe this is around the Scorpio, like obviously November, like Scorpio, like right after the Scorpio new moon, or Taurus full moon, or Scorpio time period. But a lot of these cards actually came up for Taurus. You have the King of Cups a lot. I mean Scorpio. You have the King of Cups a lot. And it was either Scorpio or Virgo that had the crocodile. But there is a rebirth here that is going to happen, that frees you. Not just from this situation, but from yourself. From your own limiting beliefs, limitations, and all that type of stuff. So I'm going to quickly go onto your oracles and try to wrap this up. It's funny because I pulled cards for myself the other day, and quite a lot of them actually came up. Like Miracle kept coming up a lot. Like I got Breaking Barriers, which I'll show you, and I was like, okay, well, how am I supposed to do this? And then Miracle came up. And now you have Miracle here that came up. But you have Two Little Witches, Magical Space Clearing Time, Glamour, Intrigue, Drama. You have Healing from Heartache. So something is going, like, there's going to be something cleared away from you. Like you or your energy field or whatever. And it's something that is just about the drama and not seeing things properly. And it's going to hurt, but it's also going to help your heart heal more properly. Because now you're going to see things more properly. Not under the illusion that you once did. Or, I mean, you don't have to choose this either. This may not even be what's going to happen to you. It's possibly, too, about if you take my advice. Like, you can either continue on this path, and your likely future, like your likely outcome is you're going to go through this same cycle and end up still waiting. And maybe even so are they. And your likely outcome is going to be you're still under the illusion that they're going to come back, lift your burden, and then now you're going to have everything you want. Or you can take my advice on this and help change this cycle. And continue putting the energy into you and doing you and finding those things that you like and who you are and what you like and all that stuff. You have we're here, trick or treat. So you might have literally something come up, or maybe you'll make it happen or whatever. That's like somebody or something comes back. Is it a trick or is it a treat? Autumn is my last chance. Please don't lose hope. Again, I'm not gonna, well, I guess I'll show it to you. She's holding an apple. Is this apple poisoned? Is it what's best for her? Storm angel, collision of beliefs, styles, attitudes, and energies. This is what I was saying before. Like, I think something is being offered to you or presented in a certain way. And A, it's not going to be what's best for you anyways, but B, I don't think it's actually what would really happen. I don't think the offer is really real. And I don't know if you see it, but there's some collision of belief styles, attitudes, and energies. This is the thing that happens that you cannot ignore, that you're going to see it. Whether you realize, I don't want this, whether they realize they don't want it, which I think they already kind of knew, whether you see them for who they really are, be compassionate still, but just it doesn't fit with what's best for you or what you really want. You come out of the illusion, so whatever. Which at the end of the world, an important end, a new beginning. Here's your rebirth. And then you have miracle. And this is like an angel that comes to help you like with your health or when you're feeling down or just... So you might either have health issues or this causes you to have a heart opening or just you don't feel that great. Maybe you go on another dark night of the soul. Maybe you're just working through this, but you'll be okay and you'll be guided how to heal, how to get through it. Like, you'll be guided through this. And it'll suck at first, but then you're going to start to see the beauty in it all and you're going to start to count your blessings. And all of a sudden, you're going to have a shift. You're going to have some realization. And then you're going to start to heal more and then you go more into your death and rebirth. You have opening to love. My heart is open. I think this might be actually your heart opening, some shift in your heart. But you have giving birth. This is one of them that came up for me. So this is the you that's waiting to come up inside of you. That you being stuck on this or not knowing how to utilize this energy is keeping this within you and not able to come up. And then you have breaking barriers. I also got this. I'm expanding beyond limitations in joy and freedom. And this is where when I asked how to do that, miracle came up. And this was alchemy, angel of alchemy, miracle. I think there's another card I got, another thing that said miracle at another time. Trusting your intuition. My life is truly guided. Remember we were always talking about holding the key in the doors and all that? Well, this is what awaits you on the other side. Then taking action. I enthusiastically embrace life's boundless possibilities. And then accepting what is. I accept and embrace my inner majesty. So it's like you end up finding that peace and being happy with what you have and where you are. But it's just not in the way that you really planned on. Yeah, it's funny. Limiting beliefs. I'm expanding beyond limitations into joy and freedom. And then there's limiting beliefs. This came up. Let me see how it's all just holding her down. Well, they're viney. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, that's cool. And this came up at the bottom of the deck. And I like this. Oh, it's funny. Ha! Isn't that funny how it works? So you have limiting beliefs. She's all like held down by all these viney plants. Kind of just holding her down. And then you have rising from the ashes. But this one is, if you look, like there's the fire phoenix. She's like about to walk into it. Like this is the uncomfortable part of the phoenix process. I really love how all this stuff always comes together. And so here's your advice, energy, Phoenix. And she's about to step into this. Like this is that uncomfortable part. It's painful, which is probably why you have the angel of alchemy with the healing. Like it's painful. It's uncomfortable. It's the part you don't like about it, but it's the part that rejuvenates you and you basically step into the fire. It's that pain that comes, but you know it's going to take you to a better place. So, limiting beliefs. Rising from the ashes. I love this picture. And it's, honestly, it's just badass. But she's about to go into it. And then underneath that, you have liberated. And that's something. And underneath that, you have connection to earthly possessions and happy and spirituality underneath that. Like this, so it's kind of cool how these were all like lined up like that. See? Limiting beliefs, the fire, and then liberated. So that's awesome. And is there anything else that wants to speak from this deck? Anything else? For Taurus, November 2019. Anything else? I don't think so. Again, no. Then we'll pull one more, and then I'm gonna be done. And long enough. So, I mean, I don't know exactly what's going to wrap this up. I don't know if this is just a realization for you. It's going to be different for everybody. So if you need help with this or how to navigate it, or maybe try to see what's coming to help, or just help with your perspective, whether it's a reading, a live session to talk one-on-one for either coaching or guidance, soul work. Again, don't forget, like, I will be adding in the middle of November, like, actual where the shamanic work you can actually pay to do. But don't forget about the raffle. You know what I mean? $5. And again, you subscribe, make sure you like the video, comment on the video, really any video in November, in December if I do it for December, but this month is for November that I'm talking about. And then pay to my PayPal, and then put your name, raffle, your email address to contact you at, and your YouTube name so I can see where you commented. $5 for any reading or Shamanic Illumination or Soul Retrieval, or $7 and you can get any reading and a Shamanic Illumination or Soul Retrieval. So don't forget about that. But what was I saying? If you need help also, you know, just look in the description box below for services that I offer. I think I added the chakra clearing and rebalancing. Also for donation if this video has helped you, or for the give and take. My email address, PayPal address, all of that. Please also anyways like, share, and comment. Let me know if this resonated with you. What do you guys think? Share the love, spread the videos. You know, liking and commenting helps spread the videos, not only as a way to share the energy back with me of what I give to you guys, but also someone else might need this message, so it helps circulate the message. Balance. What message do you have for Taurus for November 2019? Yeah. Ha! That's funny. So you have rebirth, reinvent yourself, give life to your dreams, create a new reality. And then you have dance. Move your body to music, dance with the rhythm of life, manifest your dreams through dance. So this is going to make you want to dance and feel free, which I have to say, not everyone's going to relate to this. As a Taurus, I mean, I've always loved music and I've always loved dancing. I mostly do it in private. I don't really do it a lot with people. But I think most Tauruses do that. Like, for the most part, they dance in private. But music has always, like, just done something with me, and dancing as well. And I've always done it since I was a kid. But I've always, like, wanted to dance lately. And since when I was little, I knew what I liked to do, and then when I got into high school and those years and older, like, I got lost. And you go from exploring yourself to exploring the world, and then you forget about yourself, and then you kind of have an awakening, and you come back and realize you got to mix the two, but mostly come back and focus on yourself again. And I realized I really knew who I was before all that, and I just forgot about her. And now I'm, like, rediscovering and inventing her, and dancing is really coming up. Like I really love doing a certain type of dancing, and I just like keep telling my husband, I'm like, I really need to find a place like this where I live because I really want to do this. And, you know, I don't know if I could just start this myself or whatever. And just by accident the other day, I happened to find a video that led me to a place that does exactly what I was wanting. And I'm really excited about it because it's something that I've always loved to do. It's my type of jam. And I love doing dance. Even when I was younger and I was a cheerleader, I would always put together like the dance routine. Like between me and the coaches, like I was the one always in my spare time would put the stuff together and come back and be like, hey, this is what I figured out. This is what I put together. Do you guys like it? And they always would. And I always loved doing like choreography type dancing and stuff. So, and that's kind of what I found and figured out in the way that I like to do it. And it's going to take and force me into a lot of things and really pop out of my shell, pop out of my bubble, and break out of my limitations in order to let, you know, this part of me out. But I have to break those barriers first. And it's going to create like a whole new, I don't want to say a whole new me, but the me that I never really let out. You know what I mean? Even when I was younger, it's like, yeah, that was more of my genuine me. But she didn't really know either. Like, she still had her own limitations. She was under an illusion. It's me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to sound weird, but like I didn't see, you know? And now it's like a mixture of that me and the me that saw the world and the awakened. It's like an integration of all of them. And when I can finally get that and integrate and release everything else that doesn't matter, it's a breaking free. And I can already feel this forming for me, this rebirth and dance, because it's already coming and it's helping me imagine me and put me together and find me. And I know I'm being pushed through this. You have support, ask for help, get more rest, nurture yourself. Expansion, spread your wings and soar. So I can already feel this energy coming of this rebirth. And I'm excited. I mean, it's a little scary. It's going to push me. It's going to test me. And honestly, in ways I've never experienced before. Not in other people, not in how do I get this, how do I get that, how do I get, you know, them to see me as this and blah, blah, blah. Who cares about me and about what I like and about my exploration and my expression of who I really am. And that's how you take that energy and you learn to make it something that makes you feel alive again and not something that makes you feel not good enough or you're, you know, exhausted or you're like, you know, your confidence is whatever, because you could feel this life energy but you don't know what to do with it, and it's like you get confused, your self-esteem gets lowered and you're confused and you feel like you're not good enough for it. No, you just did it not in the wrong way. You learned lessons from it, but you did it in a way that didn't serve you. It's so hard. Like, it served you, but it was something you had to learn from. Now this energy is being revived in you. And it's time to do something different with it. And I know some have, but most Tauruses haven't. Even if they thought they have, they just kind of keep going and get pulled back like a slingshot or a rubber band. And, you know, no, because we keep trying to do the same things. It's time to have joy and express yourself. And yes, you can make money in the meantime and create during that. But this is a time of play. This is a time of joy. This is a time of, even if it's uncomfortable because your attention wants to go over here, you've got to be cognizant and conscientious enough to bring your attention over here to figure things out about yourself to end up looping back to finding out who you are. I get what you're saying. I hope you get what I'm saying. Like, over here meaning other things about you, not someone else is what I'm saying. I hope you get that. Like, put that energy into random other things that fuel and feed your soul or your curiosity, or what is this? Do I like this? Nope, I don't. I'm going to do this. Or you might just find random things coming up that were things that you've always wanted to do, or were things that you loved doing as a kid, or you always thought would be so cool to do. Go do those. Take this energy that is so aggravating that you can't get rid of, yet you can't do what you want with, and go do that stuff. Because it's meant to be that fuel to do that. That stuff's going to give back to you. That stuff's going to grow you. And that stuff's going to be everything you want it to be. Actually, it's going to be more. That's the miracle that happens that you didn't expect. Is something way better than what you were going for. Don't limit it to something. Not that this person or situation isn't good enough. It's just there's something so much more you could do with that energy. I mean, what is better than you? What is better than finding your happiness in a true way within and above? And that's where everything radiates outside of you anyways. So I don't want to keep going more and more on this because for one, I haven't eaten. I need to eat. For two, long enough. Although you guys tend to like long videos. But I hope you understand what I'm saying. I hope this isn't too much of a repeat. Like in a way, some things of it are, but it's not. Like I think it's needed. Tauruses, they keep having this backward and forward motion type thing, and it's just really annoying, and it's starting to become really aggravating, and we're stubborn and we're bullheaded, and our stubbornness can help us or it can hurt us. Choose to use that stubbornness to push you forward and not look back, and to go in a way where don't let it bother you that you feel like you can't have something. Because it does. It irks a Taurus deep down to their core when they are told they can't have something or do something. Because they will be like, okay, I'll figure it out. Tauruses are resourceful as hell to figure things out. And it really sucks when you can't. And this is the one thing that I don't know if always, but at least right now, it's not meant to be. In some way it might be meant to like interact, soul, lesson, whatever way. And if you have to interact in that way when that happens, just always remember that it's more the energy that's playing off here. And this, at least right now, is not long term. And it's not your end goal here. There's going to be something way more that you're going to want to go do and do with that energy. This is just an energy push, a healing, and a lesson type thing. Is it still going to be bothersome? Yes. But if you can spiritually remember that, even through those times, it might give you a little bit of peace during those moments when you're going through that fire. Because it's not going to be what you thought or want it to be, but the end result is going to be something better. Because if you keep trying to go for this, you are going to stay in an illusion. And honestly, it's a type of hell and purgatory. Because when you're in that thing where you can't go back to sleep, but yet you won't allow yourself to truly wake up because you choose to stay in like a partial illusion where you're not quite asleep to where you don't know that you're like not awake, but yet you're not allowing yourself to wake up, so you choose to stay in this illusion type thing to keep the story going. It's like hell. It's like a purgatory that you get stuck in. It's time to let go of the story. Because although on one hand it was real in a way that it served you lessons and it will become part of your past and what built you, it's not the real you. She or he, you are still waiting to come. But some of you, this is going to happen anyways. Some of you are going to have to choose it. Just don't be a victim about it, and just realize that this is something that's supposed to happen for your greater good. And just be happy that you have that energy and choose to do something more beautiful and great with it, that's good for you. Like, don't choose to go towards or fight for things that just clearly, like, if it's meant to be, it comes together. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to keep going with this. If you need any more help or anything on it, just hit me up, you know, for help or guidance or whatever, more coaching on this. Because, I mean, I could go and go and go, and you may want to, but I don't have the energy for it. And it's already like 2 hours and 10 minutes. So I'm just going to stop. I just feel like I just keep feeling I want to ramble. But I love you guys. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell. Please don't forget about the raffle. If you have any questions or you need help with it, email me. Anything like that. I've said it all a lot. I love you guys. I'll be seeing and talking to you soon. Bye.